Alright, let's start this story over again. Let's start this over again. We can do this. Yeah, the Marines found her when they finally captured the old mission house at Fufa. After 2 days of relentless pounding, they hadn't expected to find anything alive there. Least of all, a fat cat. And she was a very fat cat. Sandy as a Scotsman, with enormous agate eyes and a fat, amiable face. She sat there on a mat, or rather what was left of the mat, in front of what had been the mission porch, licking her paws as placidly as if the shell-blasted jungle were a summer lawn in New Jersey. Wow, somebody's dicking off here. One of the men, remembering his childhood primer, quoted, "The fat cat sat on the mat. Woo! Woo! You know, he's fun at parties. I am alone." Okay. The other men laughed. Not that the remark was really funny, but laughter broke the tension, and expressed their relief at having at least reached their objective after 2 days of bitter fighting. The fat cat, still sitting on the mat, smiled at them, as if to show she didn't mind the joke being on her. Beer. Then she saw Corporal Randy Jones, and for some reason, known only to herself, ran toward him as though he was her long-lost master. With a refrigerator purr? What? With a refrigerator purr. Okay. She weaved in and out of his muddy legs. Everyone laughed again as Randy picked her up and pushed his ugly face against her sleek fur. It was funny to see any living thing show a preference for the dour, solitary Randy. A sergeant flicked his fingers. "Kitty, come here. We'll make you B Company mascot." But the cat, perched on Randy's shoulder like a queen on her throne, merely smiled down majestically, as much as to say, "You can be my subjects if you like, but this is my man, my royal consort." Holy shit, this movie is about a cat fucking a dude? This is getting pretty deep here. And never for a second did she swerve from her devotion. She lived with Randy, slept with him. Wow. Straight up, he's fucking the cat. Ate only food provided by him. Almost every man in Company B tried to seduce her with caresses and morsels of canned ration, but all advances were met with a yawn of contempt. So like all the guys in this company were trying to fuck the cat, but only the ugly asshole got to fuck the cat because the cat liked him. And this is a story for children? Interesting. For Randy, this new love was ecstasy. Wow, they're not even sugarcoating it. He guarded her with the possessive tenderness of a lover. I mean mother. I mean that. Not him, though. He combed. I said combined. He combed her fur, sleek. He almost starved himself to maintain her fatness. Like some dick. And
All the time there was a strange wonder in him.
The homeliest and ungainliest of 10 in a West Virginia mining family. He had never before aroused affection in man or woman. No one had counted for him until the fat cat. Seriously, I don't even want to read the end of this story because they're probably going to fuck. Like, they've been fucking, and it's probably going to end in a passionate description of their fucking. Like, just his first rush of pleasure was chilled as he remembered. What the fuck? What? Okay, I'm done reading that. Rushing pleasure. Wow. Then the realization that he would be signing. Okay, no. Why did I start reading that again? No. Oh, yeah. Macavity, the mystery cat. Perhaps you have had a cat that always disappeared when some mischief was disclosed. You were sure he was guilty, but you had no proof. Macavity, as you will find, was that kind of cat. Yes. Well, Macavity's a mystery cat. He's called the Hidden Paw, for he's the master of criminal. He's the master. For he's the master criminal who can defy the law. He's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying squad's despair, for when they reach the scene of the crime, Macavity's not there. What? Macavity. There's no one like Macavity. He's broken every human law. He breaks the law of gravity. His powers of levitation would make a faker stare. Faker? What? And when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity's not there. You may seek him in the basement, may look up in the air, but I tell you once and once again, Macavity's not there. Macavity's a ginger cat. He's very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. His brows deeply lined with thought. His head is highly domed. His coat is dusty from neglect, and his whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side, movements like a snake. And when you think he's half asleep, he's always wide awake. Macavity. There's no one like Macavity, for he's a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in a by-street, you may see him in the square, but when a crime's discovered, then Macavity's not there. Haven't gotten sick of that line. He's outwardly respectable. They say he cheats at cards, and his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yard's. And yet another and. See, having two sentences that start with and, you're not even supposed to start one sentence with and at all, ever. Like, you're not, it's technically grammatically incorrect to start a sentence with the word and. They started two in a row with the word and. That's lazy. I mean, that's extremely lazy. I'm sorry. That just kind of bothered me. And when the larder's looted, or the jewel case is rifled, or when the milk is missing, or another peak's been stifled, all the greenhouse glass is broken, and the trellis past repair, aye, there's the wonder of the thing. The cavity's not there. Oh! And when the Foreign Office find a traitor's gone astray, or the Admiralty lose some plans and drawings by the way, there may be a scrap of paper in the hall or on the stair, but when it's useless to investigate because the cavity's not there, oh, yes. And when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say it must have been Macavity, but he's a mile away. Oh, I guess it couldn't have been. You'll be sure to find him resting or a licking of his thumbs. Holy shit, he has thumbs. Or engaged in doing complicated long division sums. The hell? Okay. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. There never was a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity, and always has an alibi, one or two to spare. At whatever time the deed took place, Macavity wasn't there. And they say that all the cats whose wicked deeds are widely known, I might mention Mungo Jerry, I might mention Griddlebone, are nothing more than agents for the cat who all the time just controls their operations. The Napoleon of crime. Ha!